Hi there guys, Liam from liamkbyrne.com and ZenYogaHealth. This is the short version of the class that we did to focus on forward bends and releasing the extending muscles of the lower spine, together with a few little hip flexor stretches. So without further ado, let us come to the front of the mats, feet together in Tadasana. Take just a breath or two to begin centering and focusing your thoughts. Remember to breathe in through nose, out through nose. Very good. So begin with your hands down by your sides. Take a breath in, roll back the shoulders, tuck in the navel a little to engage your Uddiyana Bandha. Stretch all the way out and up. And exhale. Let's come into an easy forward bend. So just bend the knees to make it nice and easy on the lower back, also on the hamstrings. Rest on your fingertips or eventually your palms all the way down to the mat. Let's hold it here for just a breath or two. Now remember, you can keep your knees as folded as you like if you happen to be a little longer in the hamstring. Then of course you could lengthen your legs out. Actively push down into the mat through your hands, relax your head a little forwards. If you like, maybe turn the head gently a couple of times from side to side to keep the neck and back freed up throughout our routine. Next inhalation, let's float the sit bones a little closer down to the floor, bending the knees. Exhale for the stretch as you float the hips and the sit bones back up. So you might go a little deeper to your forward bend this time. Inhale and float the hips back down. And exhale, push in again actively through fingertips or palms as you lengthen legs and relax your head forward. And then the last one. Inhale, let's float all the way down. Exhale to push in, float up the hips, relax the head forward. So again, it might be that you've gone a little bit deeper into this forward bend this time. You don't have to. It might even be that with the first couple of forward bends, you decided that you're going to go a bit shallower into the pose. So either way is good. Let's hold it here. An extra breath just to relax into the pose. And now we continue with our sun salutation. So let's take a breath in. You can lift your head up. Maybe take a step forwards with your hands if you like. Step back with your right foot. Step back with the left foot. Exhale, lower your knees down to the mat. Stop here for a moment. Another good breath in. We extend the back into the cow pose. Exhale, lower the chest and the chin down to the mat. Inhale, push in, peel up into an easy cobra pose. And exhale, lift up your hips and knees into downward facing dog. So for the first one, let's just hold it an extra couple of breaths. Maybe you'd like to walk out of your down dog, lifting and lowering the heels on either side to add some additional stretch down into the calves, all the way down through those long posterior muscle chains at the back of the leg. On up through the glute, on up through the side muscles of the upper body. You might push the hips a little from side to side to free up through the TFL, on up through the QLs, maybe through the lats a little bit. Very good. And next inhalation. Step forwards with your right foot. Exhale to follow with your left foot. Slightly bend your knees, tuck the navel in. You can push into the knees if you like. Stretch all the way out and up. And exhale. Return to your forward bend. So remember, always bend the knees as much as you like. Use your energy locks both on the pelvic floor and at the navel. Inhale to step back with your left foot. Step back with the right foot. Exhale, lower your knees, chest and chin down to the mat. Inhale, peek into cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. So let's hold the down dog. Just a breath or two. Remember, in down dog, you can always rest knees down at any point, or push back down into child pose. If you're holding the down dog, let's just take a quick look at the base of the pose. Hands a little wider than the shoulders today, so perhaps out towards the edge of the mat. Same with the heels. Now, either you hold right here, just relaxing into your down dog, or next inhalation, float the hips and shoulders a little bit forward, coming towards the high plank or Vasisthasana. And exhale, push forward. It's important to remember now, whenever you come into any of these core strengthenings, that you have the navel a little bit tucked in to support your lower back and to keep your midsection quite engaged. Exhale, push back, and then one more. Let's hold it a little bit longer. Just a gentle core strengthener. Now remember, you can modify the plank pose whatever way you like. You could lift the hips up a little bit, push back a little bit. You'll still get a good stretch, a little bit of strengthening to get the most from your high plank, but of course always being careful if you have any lower back issues. Try to line up the shoulder, the hip, the knee and the heel, flatten out your tummy, keep the shoulders engaged, project forwards to the crown of the head so we have alignment from the crown of the head through the neck down through the length of the spine. Let's make it one more good breath in and exhale. Push back to your downward facing dog. Next inhalation, step forwards with your left foot. Exhale to follow with your right foot. Inhale, slightly bending your knees, stretch out and up. And exhale into Tadasana, mountain pose. Very good. Next inhalation, step out wide with your right foot. So go a little wider for this, maybe 2.5 to 3 times the width of the hips, out towards the ends of the nose. So for this one, we're going to turn sideways, get a better view of the dynamic of the pose. Take a breath in, maybe open the chest a little to begin with. Exhale, slightly bend your knees. Remember the modifiers to this wide stance forward bend. It could be hands onto the knees. It could be elbows to the knees. If there's no strain to your back, rest your hands all the way down to the mat, a step or two in front of the feet, so that the upper body comes parallel to the floor. And hold there. Remember, you can always bend your knees to keep it safe and to release tension from lower back and hamstring. To deepen this pose a little, take a breath in, exhale, and begin to push your hips back. So you can see how already there's a little more stretch into side muscles, together with a bit more release into the lower back, down into the adductors, abductors, and into hamstring. To get a little more from the pose again, take a breath in, exhale, begin to tiptoe the fingers forward so we add in a little more stretch into this lateral muscle chain that continues on down the hip and down through the TFL and on into the IT band. You can relax your head down toward the floor if it feels comfortable there. Remember, you are actively pushing back through hips, stretching forward through fingertips, keeping the navel tucked in, adding your squeeze to the pelvic floor for Uddiyana Bandha. You could tuck the chin to the chest as well for Uddiyana Bandha as well if you like. Let's hold it there, just lengthen through, bend the knees if you like. Next inhalation, let's begin to lift the head up. And exhale, walk the hands back. Inhale, hands either to hips or knees. Come on, all the way up, take a little stretch out. And exhale. Return back to the beginning of your mat. So we get ready to come down to the mat now. Let's step the feet slightly wider out for garland pose, or our version of garland pose today, Mulasana. Inhale, stretch out and up. Exhale, come to another nice, easy and loose forward bend. Inhale, lift the head. Exhale, float the hips all the way down. And then when you're ready, come all the way down to the mat. And let's take a moment just to massage out the lower back a little bit. feet into line with the sit bones. We're getting ready for table pose. Point the fingertips towards you. If it feels a little too much on the wrist, point the other way. Take a breath in, exhale, squeeze the glutes first, tuck the navel in, and float your hips up into table pose. So let's just hold it there if you need to. Now you could lower the hips down a little. You can rest the hips down at any point. Maybe it's a little too much on the wrist. You could modify, turn the hands around. If you're quite comfortable in pose, then we aim to line up the shoulder, hip, and knee. Using the core, your band has in the midsection for support. So a gentle core strengthener again here with a good stretch in the shoulder. We're squeezing the glutes, so good for the lower back. One more good breath in, exhale, let's lower the hips all the way down to the mat. Lengthen your legs out. Feet can be together if you're a little stretchier, or separate your feet. Bend the knees slightly if you need to. Inhale to reach forward. And exhale, find your first hold position down onto the legs. Now remember, this can be anywhere from knees down, feet separated, knees folded if you like, or if you're a little more used to the forward bends, knees together, feet together, legs lengthened. Maybe you can reach a little further down, ankle, big toe, edge of the foot. So just find a good hold position. Let's tuck in the navel, squeeze to the pelvic floor, inhale, lift up and hold it there. So we continue pulling back, a little resistance between the effort to lift up using the extending muscles of the lower back versus our hold on feet. You can flex the feet a little bit to feel some stretch down into calf, on up through hamstring. Let's gently tire out the muscles of the lower back. One more breath in, lift up, and now exhale. Begin to relax your head a little closer down towards the knees. So just go as low as you like. Remember, you might still be seated quite tall in this pose, depending on how your hamstrings, low back are feeling today. Don't force it. Or you're a little more on the stretchy side, head goes right down towards the knees. Very good. Now let's inhale and slowly lift all the way up again. And exhale. Just lie back down onto the mat. So no set of forward bend exercises is going to be complete without a little hip flexor stretch, counter stretch. So today, let's modify our bridge pose slightly, coming into the desk pose instead. So bridge pose, we have the feet a little wider out and hips. For desk pose, we're going to walk them in so that the feet and the knees are together to change the effect onto the glute. Let's reach hands down by hips, tuck in the navel, squeeze glute max, take a breath in, exhale and peel your back and forward forward, taking the chest up towards the chin. Trying to keep the knees pressing together. So with the slightly wider version of bridge pose, there's a bit more emphasis to stretch in the groin. You might lift it a little higher, a bit more stretch to hip flexor. You still have some hip flexor stretch here with the use of adductors to draw the knees in. This has a good effect on up into the lower back with the attachment sites of those adductor muscles are located. You'll feel a slightly different use of the glute max with the knees drawn in together. So make sure you're not overdoing it in any way. If there's any discomfort, lower the hips a little bit, come all the way down to the glutes. Let's make it one more breath in, push through the heels, squeeze the glutes, chest up to the chin, and then exhale, return back down to your mat again. And let's find the knees, give a nice tuck in, chin to chest, rock out across your lower back. And we're nearly done. So let's rest the feet on down to the floor. You can lay legs straight out, or just relax the knees downwards. Just put a little counter stretch down into those adductors that we had engaged before. Rock the head, maybe once or twice from side to side, keep your neck and back, free back. Hands can rest down the thighs, to the floor, abdomen, or anywhere else that feels comfortable. And let's take 1 or 2 rest breaths here. Maybe you could focus to an energy center. If you have a mantra, you can quietly chant your mantra, or just observe your breath. So now when you're ready, let's take a little stretch out from your fingertips down to toes, take a good breath in, and then come on up into a seated position. Namaste. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments or questions, please do leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to sign up for newsletters and so on for back health, for yoga, Pilates, health tips,